to NEMC Channel 6. I'm Joe Adair, and I'll be your host today for our focus program. And joining me will be Mike MUSARY, Superintendent of Schools for the ARMADA School District. Hi, Mike.
Good morning.
Well, glad to have you.
Thank
It's always
you.
a pleasure to talk with you. And once again, congrats on the not-so-new-now position. How's your first 6 months of this been going?
My first 6 months have gone very well. I'm on my 17th year in the district, so everybody has known me. I had 2 stints as interim superintendent, so far so good.
Exactly, and actually the transition for you getting the position was probably much easier than anybody else that was interviewed for the position because you were the assistant to Dr. Kummerow before he retired.
Yes, although the superintendent position isn't an easy position, the transition was smooth. I had worked closely with Arnie for 15 years, so
Good man to work with.
I'm really enjoying what I'm able to do now.
Any challenges in that?
I think the biggest challenge for me is to manage my time. There's a lot more demands of my time with various groups, with schools, with parents, with civic organizations, and managing my time is probably the biggest challenge that I've had so far.
What's some of the most enjoyable things on this position?
The most enjoyable? Working with students. Now that I'm superintendent, I have the opportunity to work closer with students. I have a middle school and high school student advisory team, committees. I work often with different athletic groups, teams, and even this past week I was a substitute teacher for Nicole Bliss. At opening day I gave away, the grand prize was a day off with pay, and I would do that person's job, kind of like undercover boss, but it wasn't undercover. So I really...
Yeah, just add another hat to your role.
I really enjoyed working with the kids though.
Because now you don't have an assistant now.
I do not. I still assume the financial duties that I had before, but I have brought in a curriculum director who is also the high school academy director.
Okay. And among some of the changes and things that evolve in your role, right now the big concern with everybody is homeland security, safety, concerns for the kids' welfare. Right. What are we going to do here in Armada? What can we do?
Well, this is a little bit of a paradigm shift for Armada. During the school day, we have never locked our doors. Never locked the main door during the school day. We now will be locking our school doors. We're in the process of installing a camera, buzzer, intercom system, so when you go to our buildings during the school day, the doors will be locked. You'll press the buzzer. The staff in the office will see you. They'll buzz you in if they don't know you. You'll show your ID right next to the camera, and that's the biggest security measure that we will be making. We're not planning on armed guards in our buildings.
Bulletproof glass,
no,
nothing?
Nothing like that. We still want the community to use our facilities after the school day. So for instance, at the high school, we allow the community to walk in our buildings. That will continue.
Okay, well, it's unfortunate that we have to take those measures, but
it's unfortunate, but
you just can't take the risk.
The public school out in Connecticut did exactly the right thing they needed to do, and they saved a lot of lives. Nobody can truly prevent a tragedy like that.
Exactly.
If a gunman really wants to get in, they're going to get in. If you look at Columbine, they had armed guards in the school. That didn't prevent that from happening. So the best thing we can do is to tell our students, if you know of a problem, it's okay. It's okay to tell your administrator or your teacher. If some student is saying something that's irrational, it's okay to let somebody else know because you're protecting other students' lives.
You know, and that's probably a good message to get out to the kids, is that sometimes you've heard something that you think isn't important, but someone with a trained eye or trained ear that, you know, this could trigger a problem in the future. That's probably a really, really good message to get to the kids, that you're not tattletaling.
No.
You're just making sure that things are as safe as they can be.
And unfortunately, in this world, we're now in the social media, so students may post something, and if they post something on their Facebook, we want to know that too.
Right.
I mean, we don't monitor as administrators students' Facebooks, but if kids see something that is a concern, we want to know because we're protecting them.
Exactly. Well, unfortunate, but it's something we have to do. Okay, let's change topics a little bit. Let's talk about statistics.
Okay.
How many kids do we have in the school district, and what percentage of those students are school of choice? Armada is a school of choice.
We are a school of choice district, K-12. We have a little bit over 2,000 students in the district, and right now our statistics are 25.9% of our students are school of choice. That means of the 2,000 students, 500 of our students live out of the district. Obviously that means we have a good product and they want to come to our school district because we have good programs.
Absolutely, you always hear good things about us. Now if that percentage increases, will we be able to accommodate it?
I say we could probably accommodate somewhere in the 2,300 to 2,500 student range max. At that point we would have to cap it, and then it may be by grade level, but for this coming school year we'll continue to have school of choice at every grade level. And we do analyze who comes in. If a student has a quote bad track record, that will allow us to not have them in our school district. For instance, if a student has had multiple suspensions and they apply for school of choice, they're typically denied. It's not that we don't want bad students, it's just that we want ARMADA students. We want people here that want to learn.
Absolutely, absolutely. And if we do increase, we actually have property that we could expand if needed?
One day we do own 85 acres on Center Road east of North Avenue. It's the old Duncan farm. We purchased that with the 2005 bond issue, but in the next few years I don't see us building on that land. We will be improving our facilities here as we normally do, and thanks to the community we had a sinking fund pass, and any major renovations that we have, a new roof or a parking lot, we're able to fund it through that.
Good. That'll be something good for our community. We're going to take a little break right now, and that kind of shows you how small our little community is and when you can identify property by the old Duncan farm.
Right.
So we'll be back in a minute.
The average text takes your eyes off the road for nearly 5 seconds.
Welcome back to Channel 6 Focus Program. Again, we are here today with Mike MUSARY. We're talking about some pretty important school issues. And just before the break, we left off with school of choice and some of the things that entails with the school. Growth, maybe reduction in it. If there were growth, would that entail a major bond?
Eventually, but right now we're still struggling to pay off the bond issues that we currently have. So I would say within the next 5 years you're not going to see a major bond issue, but we will be going to the public with 2 renewals, the 18 mil non-homestead renewal, which 100% of the school districts have that in the state to get state funding, and then our sinking fund will be asking for another 10-year renewal probably next November or November 14.
Okay. And we have some pretty great academic programs as it is right now, and ARMADA's put out some pretty amazing graduates. Do we see any changes, any additions or improvements on the academic program?
Absolutely. The word change to me means continuously improve. So the first thing I did when I was hired in is I sought out a talented curriculum director. We're now in the process of aligning all of our curriculum K-12, and we're looking at everything we teach. Right, this school year the focus is on math. All of our math teachers are working on what textbooks to adopt for the next school year, and each year there'll be a 6-year cycle where we'll analyze a different part of the curriculum. Next year could be science, next language arts, etc. But it'll be a 6-year review cycle.
We talked a little bit earlier about you're shifting some of this academic opportunities to even middle school.
Right. Well, we have to throw away the traditional education model if you want the best education model. So we're going to start at the elementary school, and next year we're going to have a focus on, let's identify the elementary students that excel in math, and let's see if we can advance them a grade. All of our schools are on one site, basically. We're one campus. So if you're in 5th grade and you're ready for 6th grade math, why not walk across the street and take 6th grade math? And the same thing for 8th graders. Our high school is not that far away. If you're ready for high school math in 8th grade, there's no reason we can't walk you across the street. We'll be careful of the traffic, but there's no reason that those students can't excel at what they're ready for.
Exactly, and it keeps them from being bored and maybe not even fine-tuning that aspect of their education because, man, I already know that. I'm just going to go on to something else. Exactly. Let them improve to their highest potential. And
at the middle school level, we're going to focus on advancing them maybe in foreign language or math if they're ready. So in 7th grade, if you want to take your high school foreign language class, why not? You're ready. We're going to be implementing that next year where middle school students can earn up to 2 years of high school credit at the middle school level in foreign language. And if they're ready for the math, like I said, we're going to let them do that too. That's great. That's kind of moving up at your own pace. It frees up electives at the high school. If you already have the foreign language and some of the math out of the way, you can take more of the electives at the high school. Or if you prefer, you can graduate early. That's not really our goal. Our goal is to provide the students with the maximum opportunities that they can have. Great. And I've heard a little bit about the district wellness program. Right. Now you want to talk a little bit on who it is, what it is, where it is, why? I'm a proponent of wellness. First of all, 85% of our budget is people. So I need to take care of 85% of that budget. That's our product. That's our teachers, our staff. That's what's important to our school district because without a healthy staff, our students can't maximize their learning. So we're opening up the high school Monday and Wednesday evening for staff to work out in our exercise and cardio facilities. Tuesday, Thursday, they can go to the high school and work out in our weight room if they choose. I'm also partnering with Crittenden Hospital, where we're applying for a $70,000 grant, and hopefully in a couple weeks we'll know if we receive that. That will allow up to 100 to 150 of our employees to be screened, health screened, and that they'll give timelines on what they need to do to get as healthy as possible for the year. So it's just, the staff is excited. I asked who wants to be on the committee. I had a committee of 25 employees. Wow. So there's a big need for wellness, which is great. Big interest. And now, is there a fee to the community for this? Well, first, we're rolling it out to the staff first. Okay. My eventual goal will be to roll it out to the community. Right, because I know you can use the walk path in the school. Right now we're walking. And there's no fee for that. There's no fee for that. Ultimately, we're doing it with the employees first. If it's successful and we fine-tune it, then I'd love to roll it out to the community. That's great, because that would give them something that they can do throughout the year. You don't have to, weather's not a factor for it. So that's what I always liked about the walk path. You could go in the middle of a snowstorm and walk in the walk path. So stay tuned and we'll be right back.
Wake the sun, tell him that I've begun to dream of things to come, and tell the trees not to look for me. I'm going to find some peace of mind. Wake the sun, wake the sun, wake the sun, wake the sun.
Hi, and welcome back. We are still talking today with Mike MUSARY, Superintendent of the Schools for the ARMADA School District. And just before break, we kind of left off talking about some future concerns or anything else that we touched on a lot of information today. So let's now just kind of cap on some things that you've got coming up and things that you might want the community to know.
Well, future concerns, unfortunately, my old cap will never leave. I think funding for schools will always be a concern. There's been a minor attack, I would say, on public education. and the funding
through
legislation. And you know, I've been in this business 20 years, and funding's always been a problem. But because I'm used to that, I think that's going to help ARMADA in the future. I can manage our budget. Going forward, what do I want to build for ARMADA? We just recently assessed the high school students. We asked them, what are you going to do after high school? 82% said they're going on to college, 8% are going into the military, and 10% are undecided. Of the 8% that go into the military, most of those students will go into college. So close to 90% of our students will go into college. So what I'd like to do here in ARMADA is build the best K-12 college prep district in the county. First county, that's our first goal. After that, we'll make our goal a little higher. It doesn't mean we're going to neglect the other 10% of the students that go on to college. We're going to provide programs for them. We've got outstanding CTE programs. We have award-winning CTE programs at our high school. But our CTE programs are probably unique in ARMADA, where all levels of students take those electives.
Right.
So if you're in our renewable energy, that will benefit a skilled trade student or a student that wants to be an engineer.
Yeah, things have changed. It's not
Things
just the
have
reading,
changed.
writing, arithmetic anymore.
No, things have changed.
That's good. We've got a district that we can be very, very proud of. Now, if somebody wants information on anything in the school, where
Yes,
can they go?
I would recommend that you visit our website, www.armadaschools.org. Or if you have any questions or concerns, I do have an open door policy. You can always reach me at my office, and if I'm not there, I'll call you back.
Great. Good information. It's been a great program. Thanks for joining us, Mike.
Thank you.
And as we talked earlier, I think we're going to break down some more programs for the school and touch on maybe some things specifically. So you're going to want to stay tuned to Channel 6 in the near future. So thanks for joining us. I'm Joe Adair for NEMC Focus Program. Keep watching, and we'll see you next time.